Hello, it is Thursday, October 27th, 2022. I'm Chris Primo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Thursday puzzle today, so we will be solving something with some kind of interesting or complex theme. I always enjoy that, so I know it can be a controversial day, I suppose, for crossword solvers, but I do enjoy it, so we'll see how it goes. And this controversial edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Joe Percy, Jake Rodkin, and, as always, the inestimable Hood Monster, the invaluable Timothy Mark, and the indomitable Shoalmaster. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support in bringing us this series and this channel. I do very much appreciate that. And if you'd like to join their ranks as a benefactor and get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, you can find that at patreon.com/dailysolve or in a link in the description field underneath the video. And thank you to everybody who has done that, and thank you to everybody who has become a patron at any level, which you can also do, of course, at that very same link. And in doing so, you will receive access to all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. So yes, thank you so much to all of my patrons at any level. It does keep this channel sustainable, so thank you for that. And do subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've not done so, and tell a friend if you think you know somebody who might enjoy this series. All right, let's get on to the crossword. This is, as noted, a Thursday puzzle. It was constructed by Barbara Lynn, who I think this is Barbara Lynn's 8th puzzle for the New York Times. So, a relatively experienced constructor, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving. A vacuum could be a void. But let's look at the cross here. Air Force Two riders. Right. I think Air Force Two is the, call sign or whatever you call that for the vice president's aircraft, as opposed to Air Force One for the president. So VPs of the United States. So VPs could be riders of Air Force Two. And vacuum would indeed be void in that case. It's a deal, you might say. That looks right. And here, oh, maybe not. It's a date, perhaps. It's equally plausible, because here we have pina colada, which is a cocktail drink. So, okay, what about this? Mail opening. You could have a mail slot on a door, for instance, or a postbox. Crude industrialist. An oil baron? Right, okay, because crude oil. So the question mark here is indicating a bit of punnery or wordplay. And so we read this and you'd think, oh, crude industrialist, someone who's sort of crass and self-interested, and they're, nothing but a crude industrialist. But no, the question mark is indicating a bit of punnery, and here the crude is referring to crude oil. Okay, not derived from living matter. Inorganic. Oh, no. Maybe this is where the theme comes into play, because surely this is inorganic, starting with INO. I can't imagine what else it would be. So maybe we need to use a rebus. So for instance, I'm just taking a complete guess here. Perhaps we would put an IC in the grid here to make inorganic, and then this would be, on ice or something. I'm not saying that's what this is. Start of a reminiscence. No, it would be once, I think. Oh, interesting. So maybe this isn't a rebus. Maybe this isn't 2 letters, because start of a reminiscence, you could say, oh, once I put the letters ONSE into the crossword. Oh, no, I see. Right. So maybe one of these is a rebus. This could be GA, this could be AN, or this could be NI, if you see what I'm saying, in order to fit inorganic in. So let's look at the crosses here and see if we can determine that. Old t-shirt, maybe. You could use it as a rag. Use an old t-shirt as a rag. Modern blank, the modern era. Okay, so this is either NI or something else is going wrong. Oh, and it's italicized. So this is going to be most likely a theme answer of some sort. That's a bad idea. Don't, maybe? That would have the N, but then we'd be missing the I, and we'd have to determine what that means. To give a makeover is to redo something. So this does look like don't, doesn't it? That's a bad idea. If we put that in, then we have inorganic minus the I. And home of Dollywood, Tennessee. Dolly Parton's I guess it's like, is it a theme park, Dollywood? I've heard it referenced. I'm not exactly certain what it is. I think it's essentially a sort of theme park. Anyway, the great Dolly Parton. So, okay, so what's going on here? Inorganic. And that's a bad idea. So why is this one? Why is this one italicized? Because this is a sort of ordinary answer, and yet this is the one that's modified. I'm obviously missing something about the way this works. Eat quaintly. Break as in break fast? Breakfast? I'm not sure. I don't. Shark Tank error. Direction for snowbirds. A guide, something, a trail, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to keep solving and we'll just see what happens. Where to find fresh air? Oh, fresh air is an interview program hosted by Terry Gross on NPR, National Public Radio in the US. So that is where you would find it. And part of PRNDL, so I think this is referring to the gears on an automatic transmission in a car. So park, reverse, neutral, drive. And what's the other one? Is that what this is? That's annoying that I can't think of that. Anyway, park, presumably, is what this will be for the P. Why can't I think of what that would be? What would that be? I haven't actually owned a car for about a decade, and when I did, it was a manual transmission. So it's entirely possible that I just don't know what that is because I have not often driven an automatic transmission car. What? It's still really irritating me though that I can't think of what it would be. Okay, because I have, on occasion driven a car with an automatic transmission. Anyway, range maker. I don't know. I feel discombobulated. Lawn equipment with an engine. A mower? Like some questions that will never be answered. Unasked? They'll never be answered because they've also not been asked. Just guessing that because of that K there. Let's look at these. College level high school class with scales and intervals. Music? AP music, maybe? Advanced placement music? Was this one of the... No, this wasn't one of the italicized ones. I was thinking if this were AP, then that would maybe suggest the cross was an italic theme answer, but it's not. I don't know what's going on with this. Bergdorf competitor. Oh, this will be referring to sort of fancy New York shopping. Saks Fifth Avenue and Bergdorf Goodman. What is that? Goodman Berg? I don't know. It's one of those fancy New York stores, but I can't remember exactly the name of it. But I think that's the answer. Saks. Okay, frozen treat could be an icy, maybe. A sort of blended frozen drink. And, another frozen treat. A cone, maybe? An ice cream cone? Formula One locale. Monaco looks right for that. Formula One racing. And to rouse someone is to awaken them. Oh, right, range maker. Okay, Amana. So what is this? A music. I have no idea what that means. A music. College level high school class. There's something going on with this grid and this theme that I'm completely missing. And I don't yet know what it is, but let's keep looking. Eat quaintly, right, okay, let's just go back to the top of the grid. Direction for snowbirds, foes of Frodo, so this will be from The Lord of the Rings, so orcs, maybe? And let's check the crosses on that. Like some families. Ornate. Rococo, maybe? That's the kind of architectural style. I don't know. That's probably not correct. Places to hang hangers. Closets. It's too many letters, but it could be missing one for reasons that I've yet to understand. Most reasonable could be sanest, maybe. So let's look at this. The Big Easy, right? That's a nickname for New Orleans, Louisiana. Nola. New Orleans, and then LA for Louisiana. Subject that includes the study of bubbles. Well, it could be economic bubbles, so econ, economics. And the subject being abbreviated indicates that so too will be the answer, econ. Okay, fatty as tissue. Not sure offhand. What about these downs? Like some families, you could have one-parent families. Maybe this is Rococo. The ROC is sort of an auspicious beginning there, so perhaps. What about this? Places to hang hangers. Maybe this is also closets, but missing one of the letters, and I don't yet know which. Okay, confronts reality. Faces reality, but that would be the full spelling of the word, and also it's not really. Faces would be confronts, not confronts reality. This would have to be confronts as reality or something like that, or confronts and then in parentheses reality. Finish as a cake. Finish as a cake. I don't know. Frost. Oh, right, I was thinking ice, but you could frost a cake with frosting. Ice it with icing, similarly. Okay, so places to hang hangers. Still looks like closets missing a letter, doesn't it? That would make this have to be an E because it, or a T. I could actually, never mind. Yeah, it could be an E or a T. And this could be an S or an E, which have to be, it would basically have to be an S. I can't see how it would be an E. Fatty as tissue. So what is fatty tissue called? Not sure. Okay. Highly debatable. Iffy, perhaps? Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. I see what's going on. Faces, facts. It is closets. It is a rebus. This is... how does this work? Donit? Oh, I thought I knew what was going on, and now I fear I don't. So if this were inorganic, well, what does this mean? That's a bad idea. Do not? Inorganic? Why would that be right? Oh no, I really thought I had this. What was the other one? Was it this? No. It was one of these down here. Oh, lawn equipment with an engine. Oh, right, this is AP music. I was wondering what A music meant. I was wondering if it was going to be AP music for advanced placement music. So it is advanced placement music, and this is a power mower because we're using each of these two. Power mower. There we go. I don't understand what this is, so I'm not going to fill it in yet. We'll come back to it. Okay, but I understand the theme finally. What a relief. Okay, solution to some chemistry problems. Dye? A solution? A dye? Solution in the sense of something, dissolved in something. Move too slowly, say. Driving, I don't know, something like that. Not sure. Won't fill that in yet until I have a better idea. Cynthia, who played Harriet Tubman in 2019's Harriet. Not sure offhand. Longtime CBS drama. Oh, I bet it's NCIS, that naval crime investigation thing. Okay. And wildly outlandish story could be a tall tale. Which comes first? The L, I suppose. So tall tale. There we go. And this would be oodles is sloughs. There we go. Okay, great. Now that we know how this works, it's easier to sort of see them up front. Alternative to a boot. Not sure. Item of feline furniture. A cat something. So does that help? I mean, it could be a boot of a car. It's the trunk of a car. It could be a boot, obviously, as an item of footwear, which would be the most obvious. It could be boot as in a kick. What else could it be? I don't know. What about this? 5 stars. I loved it. Oh, right. I see. It's a different automotive meaning of boot. So I think this is the device that, perhaps a parking enforcement would put on your car to prevent you from driving it because you've committed a parking infraction. And an alternative to that could be simply towing your car away from the location in question. I think that's what's going on there. Okay, so here we have Rite Aid Rival. This is a drugstore chain in the U.S., and the rival could be CVS. Okay, item of feline furniture. A cat chair? I don't know. They may be split ends or loose ends. And apt name for a goulash chef stew. You could be making a pot of goulash, and it would be appropriate to be named stew because, of course, stew is a homophone of stew, S-T-E-W, which is sort of what you're making. Make amends? Question mark. Make amends, to edit something, right? So we read this and you think make amends, you think seek forgiveness, but indeed what it means is to amend text, to edit text, and the question mark is cluing us in to that. Okay, item of feline furniture, a cat condo. Right, so this is sort of what, a play structure for a cat, I suppose? A cat condominium, a little play apartment for a cat, I guess, in effect. DC address. So this is address here. You'd think it would mean the address of a home, maybe the address of the White House, for instance, in Washington, D.C., the capital of the U.S., but indeed it means an address, oration, a speech, so the State of the Union address. And tiny pedestals of a sort. Tiny pedestals of a sort are, I don't know, what is that? To be in direct competition. To be in direct competition. Oh, right, this could be 2 letters. I didn't think about that. Tiny pedestals of a sort. Oh, I'm not sure, though. Let's look elsewhere. Company big? C-O big? Is a big shot, like a CEO? Is that what it's saying? I'm not really sure. Okay, frenzied, manic, maybe? That could be CEOs or CFOs or whatever else, some other chief officer. Where a trapeze artist performs. I'm not sure about that either. Device with Alexa. Oh, an Echo. This has come up recently. That's Amazon Alexa Echo. The sort of robotic voice assistant. And tiny pedestals of a sort, right? Okay. Nashville Awards Organization. Country Music Awards, maybe? I'm not sure. It would be surprising, actually, to have awards in the answer, even in abbreviated form, given it's in the clue, so maybe not. Little one. An imp, maybe, or something? What about this? Oh, saguaros, e.g. Those are cacti, cactus plants, saguaros. And so little one could be a tot. There we go. Natural Awards Organization. Maybe it is that. Maybe it is the thing I was thinking. CMA, I guess. I don't know. Words mouthed to a TV camera. Well, hi, mom is sort of the classic thing you see in, I don't know, someone in a sports arena or something who's been caught on camera. Okay. Oh, trapeze artist performs in midair. Right. Like the song, the circus song, Man on the Flying Trapeze, soaring through the air, whatever it is. Can't remember. To give an address is to orate. So there we go. So you might, or if you were the president giving the State of the Union, you would be orating. All right. Hole in one, maybe? That would work with this CEO, so that could be correct. And what about this? I've not looked at this, I don't think. Moving too slowly, say. Something in time? You have any idea what this is? Be in direct competition. Toe to toe. To be in direct competition. Go toe to... go toe to toe. Right, this will be GT. Okay, sorry, that took me a moment. So to go toe to toe. We'll read this twice, once with the G and once with the T in succession. And then here we have tiny pedestals of a sort, our T's. Oh, right, I see. Wow, I was not even remotely in the right, I don't know, universe for this one. So tiny pedestals meaning little golf tees, that kind of thing. Tiny little pedestals on which you could rest a golf ball or, other sorts of tees, but that's an example. Okay, so moving too slowly is losing time, I suppose? Oh, solution to some chemistry problems. Right, so lie. Yes, okay, so the basic substance, lie. And there we go. All right, that's what's going on there. And losing time. And then, so a chemical solution, yeah. Anyway, identity prefix. Could be cis, as in cisgender, maybe? Prosecco o Chianti. Vino, wine. Right. So here we're, the fact that the clue is in Italian indicates as well that the answer will be. So that's what we're looking at. That's what we're sort of keeping in mind there. And I guess it's really just specifically the O that's indicating that for the or in Italian, because Prosecco and Chianti are both, they're essentially used in English equally in the same way. So you wouldn't necessarily know it's Italian without that little tip of the hat there. That's a nice little detail. Okay, Cynthia. Oh, right. Okay, I just looked at that. Didn't know it. A ways away could be afar, maybe. What have we not looked at? They line the Champs-Élysées. So this is the Champs-Élysées, this sort of famous boulevard in Paris. And what lines it? I mean, sort of high-end shops, famously. We'll end with an S, I guess. What about this? That blank then, this is now. That was then, this is now. 1971 S.E. Hinton novel. Okay, I don't know the novel, but, oh, of course, I never came back to this now that I understand how the theme works. So, don't do it. So this is an N-I, and it's not because we read it once. I don't know why I didn't realize that, because I think I went there after doing this. Sorry, people must have been really just yelling at me through the screen here about that, my inability to parse this. But yes, it is don't do it, because we have to read it once with the N and once with the E in succession. There we go. All right, sorry about that. Complains, donkey style, brays. There we go, a braying donkey. It's associated with complaining in a metaphorical sense. And then a confident assertion is, yes, I can. Okay, so that was cis, and then this is, I still just don't recognize it. What about this? Oh, cafes line the Champs-Élysées. Okay, fair enough. That also is true. And Shark Tank error. I guess ABC is one of the sort of major networks in the United States. So eat quaintly. Right, interesting. So, right, I see. Break bread. Oh, that's very good. That's very, very good. So break bread. And we'll read it twice, once with a K, once with a D, to produce that answer. So this looks like a drawer, place where everything should have a mate, a sock drawer. And I'm just going to quickly glance back at this. So Cynthia Erivo, I suppose. All right, I hope that's correct. I think the rest of the crosses are. We have sock drawer, afar, yes I can, vino, and losing time. Those all seem correct to me. Okay, so let's see. Direction for snowbirds. Right. A ski map or something? What is this? I don't know. Best. Oh, and I suppose it is true that there could be two letters in any of these if any of the downs are italicized, which they're not. Okay, so I think actually we've solved all of the theme clues, so there won't be any more of those. It's worth bearing that in mind. Reason for an end zone celebration for short. Right. So this would be a TD pass. So this is referring to the NFL, so a touchdown pass in an NFL game. And fatty as tissue. Adipose? Lipids are fats? Does that lip have any kind of connection? I don't know. Maybe not. Did some gardening. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's adipose because this would end with a D because it's a past tense verb here. Did some gardening, hoed or something like that. Let's put that in and see if it helps. Oh, direction for snowbirds. South? Why? Why would that be true? Why would south be any more snowy? Doesn't it depend on which side of the equator you're on? I don't quite get it. I don't understand that. Tribute for which tribe for which a state is named. Ute, the Utes. Is a tribe for which the state of Utah is named. And a couple's word is our, I suppose. Oh, and that's the puzzle. That snuck up on me. All right, so let's see here. So we'll just check the rest of the crosses. To best somebody is to outdo them, and a brunch offering could be crepe. So, thin little egg and flour pancake thing. Okay, from France. Okay, so great. There we go. We've solved the puzzle, and this theme really did confound me for quite some time, but it was very clever. It was a very, very clever theme. So to eat quaintly is to break bread. If one confronts reality, one faces facts. When telling someone that's a bad idea, you would say, don't do it. Oh, are these all acrosses? I don't think I noticed that during the solve. A wildly outlandish story is a tall tale. Lawn equipment with an engine is a power mower. And to be in direct competition is to go toe to toe. This one's really impressive. This is certainly what I felt like I was doing with this puzzle. It felt like the puzzle was winning for most of the time. So there we go. And then, of course, the downs just spell totally ordinary words, but with this two-letter rebus entry in each case. Very, very clever puzzle by Barbara Lynn, and I think lives up to the Saturday reputation of the themes being a bit more ambitious and sometimes trickier. I found this tricky. I really did go through quite a lot of the puzzle before I understood what was going on. Let me know how you fared with that. I'm curious how long it took people to catch on to this, and if you and I apologize for my complete failure to understand what was going on with don't do it, even at a point when I think I should have been well aware. Anyway, there we have it. Really good Thursday puzzle. I enjoyed it. Hope you did as well. And now let's discuss a few clues from yesterday's puzzle. I think there actually were several things about which I need to be corrected. So let's get going with that. 63 down, Jim A. points out that Au revoir les enfants, Goodbye Children, is a great 1987 autobiographical film by Louis Malle. And I think I've heard of that, but it didn't come to mind yesterday, and I've never seen it, so I'm not very familiar with it. But thank you, Jim A., and perhaps I will check it out. Laura Sexton points out regarding FTD, it is sort of more than one single florist company, as I think I sort of indicated yesterday. It is a network of local florists that allows you to order fresh flowers to be delivered to someone living far away from you. A flower shop near that person would complete the delivery that you ordered. It has been around over 100 years. So yes, thank you for that clarification and correction to how I phrased it. Regarding the word send to mean thrill in 60 down, Stephen Giblin says Chris's thought that the use of send for thrill is not just recent usage is correct. Sam Cooke recorded the song You Send Me in 1957. Send is used in the chorus, while thrill is used in the verse. And Nicole Hicks had the same observation. It certainly brought You Send Me by Sam Cooke to mind. The first stanza starts, Darling, you send me, and the second, You thrill me. Beautiful song. So there we go. Brian Spurrier points out that Navy SEALs just stands for Sea, Air, and Land teams. So SEAL team, Sea, Air, and Land team. And the C accounts for both the C, the S and the E. Otherwise, it would be Navy SALs, which would be a bit less. It just doesn't quite work, does it? Mark Prizopiora points out that ADA actually stands for the Americans with Disabilities Act. Right, okay, I think I may have said something like the American Disabilities Act or something like that, but no, the Americans with Disabilities Act, of course. Thank you for reminding me of that. And whoops, here's a rather silly mistake. Here's a classic example of something I definitely know, and yet in the crossword, it just, I don't know, my brain sort of floats away momentarily. Mr. Andy Puppy points out that a young kangaroo is a joey, not a roo. Milne, A. A. Milne, named the two kangaroos Kanga and Roo because of the obvious tie to their animal type. But a young kangaroo is not a roo. All kangaroos can slangily be referred to as roos. And of course, that's correct. I don't know. I think I just, in the moment, I thought, oh, roo, right. There is a shortened term for a young kangaroo. It must be that. No, it wasn't. It's a joey. So thank you for pointing that out, Mr. Andy Puppy. Whose name, of course, also includes a name for a young example of a particular animal. All right, and that was that. So those are the corrections from yesterday's puzzle. That was today's video, today's crossword. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow for the Themeless Friday puzzle. Hope you join me for that. Should be, we certainly won't have anything as complex as what was going on in today's puzzle, but it might be challenging nonetheless. And so I hope you'll accompany me for that solve. Until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.